Hey guys, Anthony here, and today I am discussing the news of the Claudio Ranieri sacking. Now, as a lot of us know, Claudio Ranieri has been sacked from the club, and it is definitely not because of his performances in the Champions League, but probably because of his performances in the Premier League and in the FA Cup. Now, in the FA Cup, they got knocked out by Millwall, a championship side. Now, I know that's not extremely bad. Like, for example, Burnley got knocked out by Lincoln City, which is a non-league side. But still, you would expect the Premier League champions to win those games. And of course, they're only 1 point off relegation. So, the board's idea of, trying to resurrect the side was not to spend massive money on a new player in the January transfer window. It wasn't to sell their players who were underperforming and bring some new ones like they weren't going to sell. In fact, they didn't sell Jamie Vardy, Mahrez, Danny Drinkwater, Wes Morgan, Robert Huth, who were all outstanding last year, but they are not as good as they were this year. No, they didn't sell them. What they did do was sack Ranieri a few days after his great performance against the high-flying Sevilla. By the way, Sevilla, right? They're third in the league, above Atletico Madrid, above teams like Villarreal, Valencia. And they've done some great business. They brought on Samir Nasri, Jovetic. I mean, this is a really good side. And Leicester, what do? They went and grabbed the away goal. So now if they can just squeeze a 1-0 win, they would get into the next round of the Champions League, which is very doable. After all, Leicester last season were involved in 7 1-0 results, including teams that aren't like that bad. So I definitely think they could definitely squeeze a 1-0 or a 2-1 win. Actually, no, not a 2-1 win, because that would be 1 away goal each. But I definitely think they could squeeze through with a 1-0 win. So, now, the thing is, what is the point in sacking Ranieri? They did finish first last year, which is amazing. But on the other side of the spectrum, you could say that they did finish with only 81 points. That would have only been good enough to win the league 5 previous times in the Premier League's history. And the big teams were very poor last year. Chelsea, their previous title winners, finished 10th. Spurs finished 3rd in a 2-horse race. I mean, their big teams were very poor. Liverpool not getting the goal of Champions League football. Man United not getting Champions League football. So yeah, the big teams were poor. But what does that say about others? What does that say about, Man City? What does that say about Arsenal? Because they didn't have that bad a season. Or did they, though? For example, going back to that thing where 81 points would only have won the league 5 previous seasons. does that mean that every other team below them had a bad season? Like Man City, they've won the league before with more than 81 points. Arsenal have won the league with more than 81 points. I mean, does that mean they also have bad seasons? Possibly. But then again, Ranieri won the league with Leicester City. Leicester City. Sure, he did sell Conte, and he didn't bring in a player that was as good as Conte. But he did bring in some big money signings. Slimani, Musa, Mendy. Isn't that good? He is falling. I mean, most pundits predict him to become 7th place this season, and he is only 1 point off the bottom 3. But he still won the league with Leicester City. Surely that's going to buy you another season. But apparently it's not. And there's nothing we can do about it, or nothing the board can do about it now, except for hire him back. But I don't think they'll do that. So what can they do? What is the best manager for their role? Well, there's a lot of managers who currently don't have a job. For instance, ex-Swansea manager Bob Bradley, though definitely wouldn't sign him. He has had Premier League experience, but he didn't go too well with Swansea. But there is one manager in particular that I would be looking at. And he has saved a previous title winner from a possible relegation spot, and he's brought them all the way up to 10th, and he did that last season. I'm talking about Gus Hiddink. He's managed teams like Real Madrid, Chelsea. He's managed the Netherlands, so he's got big teams under his name. He also brought South Korea incredibly far into the World Cup. And of course, he saved Chelsea last season. So a great shout would be to bring him in. I mean, for me, that'd be the best manager option for them. In fact, I've got his Wikipedia page open right now. Look at those teams managed: PSV, Fenerbahce, Valencia, Netherlands, Real Madrid, South Korea, PSV again, Australia, and Russia. He's managed Chelsea twice, and the Netherlands twice as well. He led Australia to qualify for their first World Cup in 32 years. I think this man right here is the man for the job. But that's just my opinion. Leave your comments down below whether you agree with me or you don't. And I'll see you guys soon.